G'day folks, Norm from Cookie's Fishroom back again with part 2 of quarantining. Today I will be focusing specifically on in the quarantine process, what we can use to quarantine tanks, specifically if you don't have a quarantine tank. So a lot of people approach me when I speak to them about quarantining. They say it can't be done because they don't have the facilities to do it. They don't have a spare tank. And personally, I think that's a pretty poor excuse because everybody has something around the house that they can use in place of a tank to quarantine fish. You need to remember that this is not it's going to be its home forever. This is only a short-term solution to help the fish get into better health before going into its permanent home, your tank. So today, just a couple of examples where you can see what can be used and what you need to do it. So first example, the most simple thing, we've all got one of these at home, a bucket. Now, you've got to remember, the fish are only going to be living in there on average 4 weeks, which is how long my process takes. You don't need to have a filter, you don't need a light, but what you do need is regular water changes especially with the medications and if you don't have a filter. So you do need a heater. I always have a spare one of these handy, just a 25 watt one because it's not very big. And more importantly, aeration. Do not forget a pump and one of these little babies. If you don't have a filter, this is your next best friend. This will help you provide enough aeration and water movement so the fish can get what they need to survive. This is not going to be a long video, folks, just a quick rundown. Now, I do have a spare tiny filter that I'll use in shrimp tanks or in a quarantine bucket, or another example, one of these styrofoams, a bit bigger than this little guy. So a lot of fish deliveries come in the big versions of this, often in the probably about 40 to 45 litre range. Your local fish store should have tons of these just lying around. You could go there and just ask, can I please have a styrofoam box? They'll happily give it to you. Just remember, this one is just an example. You don't want to store fish in something this size. Those are better than buckets because it does provide more insulation to keep the fish warmer or cooler depending on the weather. I actually use one of these in my alternative tanks, as I call them, when I'm quarantining. This is a tiny little filter and provides air at the same time. It's got a tiny little air stain in there. Don't know if you can see. I hope this focus. There you go. There's a little air stain in there. It's got a little sponge filter, so no fry or any small fish gets sucked in. And at the same time, all you have to do is just connect this thing to an air pump. Now, this is highly recommended and it only cost me $5 Australian to get on eBay and got here extremely fast. You don't need to worry about waiting weeks for it. So, really, you don't need that much to quarantine a fish. So using the excuse, I don't have a spare tank, I don't have the room, you just need a bucket, a styrofoam box, a container, a tote, anything that's big enough to hold a fish in or a few fish. And remember, when you're quarantining, do not put any real life plants in the tank. I know it looks nice and you think, oh, the fish are gonna get bored, but that's just gonna die. It's just gonna provide more surface for the bad bacteria and parasites to grow on and hide in. So if you've got these things lying around, brilliant, you can use it. If you don't, easy to get one. So again, don't use that excuse. I don't have the facilities, the means to do it, because everybody has a bucket, everybody has a tote, and you can always grab one of these ones, bigger, from your local fish store. They'll have plenty of spares. Mine can't even give them away, to be honest. They've got that many. And if you can grab one of these on eBay, and no, I'm not selling it, so I'm not affiliated with any links yet. So if you can just do a search on mini aquarium filters, this will come up, and it shouldn't cost you more than a few dollars. So, and that's in Australian dollars as well. So you could imagine how much cheaper it is if you're in the US or Europe, even in Asia. If you have any questions or video requests, jump onto Cookie's Fishroom on Facebook. Don't forget to join our group. Always best help around, best group around, drama free. And please don't forget to subscribe to this video, share it with your friends, share it on your Facebook, and hit that like button. And if you hit the notification bell, you will get our videos as we post it. Once again, thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for our next video, and hopefully I'll see your name subscribed to this one. Take care. Bye for now.